Hey everybody, it's Rob Nazarian with Talk Android, and today I'm going to look at an app here called TypeSmart. It's a keyboard replacement, and I know there's already a lot of popular apps out there like SwiftKey and Swipe. SwiftKey is actually one that I've used a lot, but this TypeSmart here, it's been out for about 8 months now, and I just started using it, and I like it a lot, and I think I'm going to be using it full time here as my latest keyboard. So they tout about 6 different things that are on this keyboard that you won't find on others. And let me first preface by saying a lot of third-party keyboards, they always offer gimmicks to them, something really crazy like a whole new unique way of typing. TypeSmart isn't doing any of that. This is just a basic, well, it's not a basic, but a keyboard, your simple QWERTY keyboard with features, and hopefully features that aren't available elsewhere and features that you might find useful. That's really what TypeSmart is all about. Alright, so the first thing that they offer is, as you notice, there are numbers just like any other keyboard here that you can long press on to grab the number if you don't want to go to the number pad. But what you can do is swipe up and you get a full number row that makes it very easy when you're going to be typing in a bunch of numbers and words, and that is a really big plus. Now I know on a lot of the larger phones, some of the keyboards that come with it, like the Galaxy S4, does have the dedicated number row, but a lot do not. And of course, if you don't have a larger display, it may not be convenient for you, or maybe too small. I can just swipe down to get rid of it if I can do it right. There we go. And you can still obviously go to the number keypad. So that's a cool feature. Now another one is what they call near psychic prediction. As you know, as you go ahead and type in words, of course I misspelled there, it's telling you what you think you're going to have or predicting, and you can of course go ahead and tap the word to go and then move forward. Now what this does is go 2 words. It goes 1 step more. So let's just say I'm going to start by typing the word how. Now I'm going to do a space, and then right away they have do you. Now do you is not what I'm thinking, unfortunately, but if I type the word I was going to do how are you, and there it is. So you can type a little faster with this. Now for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like it's recognizing whatever you've typed in the past, because as you can see here, I have the dog is brown I typed, and yet it won't predict that. So if I go the dog, whoops, the dog is, even just the dog, I'm not getting that prediction. But if I even type is, I'm not getting it. So it seems to be for just basic phrases, which will work. It's just not, 100%. The next thing is the password checker. Now this works in both apps and on websites, and so let's say I'm going to try to join a Wi-Fi network here. Right away it knows I'm going to be doing a password, and there's what's called check password. Now this may not be the greatest example because there is a show password here, but on most websites you won't find that, and in many apps you won't as well. So just forget that that's there. But if I go ahead and obviously type in some letters here, you see the letters or numbers briefly, and then they obviously turn to the asterisks. What you can do here is, let's say I'm done, I can just go ahead and hit check password and see what it is that I typed before I hit connect or submit or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so now let's go back to messaging. Now the next thing here is what's called any key. That's this key right here, and you can program this to whatever you want. Well, not whatever. There are 6 different functions that you can program it to, and by the way, right now that's to go into the cursor commands, and there's also a long press as well, so you can long press it, and it's set to be the voice, which we'll back out of that right now. It picked up to be the voice. Alright, so how you get into your settings, I should get into that right now, is you long press the numbers board there, and you can go into your settings, and then there's some other things here which I'll show you. You can also go into that cursor pad that I showed you just now, and you get into sharing, and then there's a whole bunch of tutorial here for help, and then the voice translator I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But we'll go into settings now. We'll go into personalize, and then we'll go into program keys. And now this is it here, the any key action, and basically this is for just pressing it, and right now it's set to the cursor controls. So you can set it to the translator, language, for it to go to settings, which there already is a way to get to settings, so maybe you wouldn't use that, voice input, or the smiley menu. You can also do the long press action. Right now, as I showed you, it's on voice input, but you can do any of the same 6. You can also, on top of that, the long press of the return key can be any of the 6. So you can actually program 3 of them under 2 different keys. Now, so the any key is pretty cool. Now while we're on the settings here, let's take a look at keyboard height. You can change the height of the portrait or the landscape keyboard independently, and you can control here the by just going right here and expanding it. It doesn't work smoothly. You can see, whoops, I gotta put the phone better in display there. You can see I'm adjusting the keyboard by how tall it is. I'll put it back in the middle there, and then you can also change the bottom row, so you can make it much wider, and of course you can hit the plus or the minus key for further fine-tuning. I think 100% is kind of the default, I believe, on that. But anyway, you can set it to whatever you want. So that's pretty cool. Now, you can also get into themes and wallpapers. There are, I think, 30 themes here. And right now it's set for the TypeSmart as your default. But you can see there's a bunch of different colors here that you can choose from. Like here's Blue Moon. So we'll back out here and see what it looks like. And there it is. Now we'll go back in the settings. I want to show you another thing you can do. You can actually do a wallpaper as well. So you can grab any photo from your gallery, and this is cool, but a lot of times doesn't work well because it's too busy. So sometimes I think if you use a graphic or a logo of some kind, I don't have the Talk Android logo, but that works as well. But let me just grab this photo here, and you can see it, and you can also adjust the transparency, and so you can have the photo as your background. I don't personally use it too much, and what happens is when you do that, in order to get rid of it, you have to actually choose a theme. So I'm just going to go and choose the TypeSmart basic TypeSmart theme right now and go back to that. Now, I mentioned those are the 6 things that they're touting, but there's still some other cool stuff here, and let's just talk about the Google Translate is built in, and you can set it, if you use it a lot, you can set it to be part of the any key, but of course you can get to it quickly here from the settings. And what this does is you have your translations right here for anything you type. So you can say, well, actually I have to type it first, my mistake. So let me type in a word, phrase. Alright, where is the restaurant? So we'll go into translator, and let's say I want to I can translate it from, obviously we're in English now, but I can translate it to various languages. There's tons of them here, and we'll just we'll stay with Spanish, and you can translate it to the clipboard or just go ahead and translate it, and there it is, and then you can go ahead and send. So you can have a conversation, easily text with somebody or email somebody that doesn't speak your native language, so that's pretty cool. Now let's go into shortcuts, which will go back into settings. Shortcuts, this is cool because what you can do is, let's say there's a phrase that you use a lot, like right here I have one here, on the way home, and you can set it to any letter you want, or letters, series of letters. I just did it to QQ. Just go in here, there's a bunch of them that you can add. You can have any phrase in here, and let's go with how are you. You could do all kinds of stuff, obviously. The shortcut can be as easily as, you know, as simple as one letter or a few letters, but I'll put WW for that one. It's going to go, it's not going to put it up immediately, it's going to put it up in the suggestions area. So we'll go ahead and save the shortcut. Now we'll go back in here, and let's just say I want to type something. We'll go ahead and erase this. And let's just say we'll go QQ. On the way home is already there. WW, how are you? So very easy for those things that you do a lot. And the last thing I want to show you is the undo command. Now, we've all been in a situation where we're typing a word in, and let's just say we're typing in, I'm going to say hi, Peggy. Now if I hit space key right here, it's going to switch to pegged. Again, I don't really look at these a lot, so I just move forward and then go, and then I see it and I'm like, ah, and then I back up and stuff. But I really wanted Peggy, which I could obviously tap. But let's just say I hit the space bar. It's now changed. You see this here? They actually give you, whenever they autocorrect, they give you the word that you did have in case you really want to revert back to it quickly. So you just go like this, and then also it just said that it's remembered. It actually put Peggy in the dictionary, so the next time that I type the word Peggy, well, it's not doing it there, but maybe when I hit send and stuff, it'll do that. But it does put Peggy in the dictionary, so then you won't have that mistake moving forward. So that's pretty much it. That's the TypeSmart, and it's just like any keyboard, you know, decent third-party keyboard. It's not free. However, you can get it for free for 30 days with all the features that I showed you, and that's more than enough time to decide if you like it. It's $2.99 if you decide to buy it. Not only that, what's really cool about it is that it works for both tablets and phones, so you don't need to purchase a separate one or a separate download. It works for both tablets and phones, so that's fantastic. It's called TypeSmart. Definitely check it out. It's a really cool keyboard replacement. Very simple, easy to use, and some cool features that you won't find elsewhere, and I really like it, and I think you'll like it too. Thanks for watching. This is Rob Nazarian with Talk Android.